Hello, fifth graders. All right, now we're going to talk about the last thing. Now that we have the spreadsheet all made and pretty and the colors are there and all the information is there, now I want to have the mean, median, and range. I want the spreadsheet to calculate this. I do not want to get out a calculator and add all these numbers and divide them by the number. That is, it takes time. Now, it took time to build this, but once you've built it, it's pretty easy to build in the formulas. So let's talk about it. Let's figure, I'm going to show you how to do it here. We want the mean, and we want the mean of all of these numbers. Now, in order to do this, we're going to need to create a formula. You'll notice down here it says enter text or formula. A formula is a mathematical rule that will do work for us. So in this case, I want it to calculate the mean. So I'm going to tell it to calculate the mean. In order to do that, though, I need to remember that the mean is also the average. Google Sheets does not like the word mean. Google Sheets likes the word average. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it, in order to make it be a formula, I need to make it equal to something. So I want this cell right here to be equal to, well, what do I want it to do? Well, I want it to calculate the average. So I'm going to type in the word average. Okay, I want it to calculate the average. Awesome. Except the average of what? It won't know unless I tell it. I want it to calculate the average of all of these numbers. Well, I need to tell it then what numbers I want it to be the average of. So now here's where we're going to get a little fancy. What we're going to do is, in order to tell it what we want, we need to put in a parentheses, because once we put in the parentheses, we're telling it, okay, these are the numbers inside this parentheses are the numbers that we want it to work on. And notice here it says value 1, value 2, value 3, value, it goes on and on. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, we want this number and this number and this number and this number. So we want to tell it all of the numbers that we want it to calculate the average for. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, let's look. We know we want it to be in cell B4. So I'm going to click on cell B4, and look, it just gave me B4. Now I could click on B5 and B6 and B7. All of those work. That's one way to do it. You can also notice that there's that little button down there, and so I can just grab it. And this is where it gets a little hard, because you got to grab the right ones, and you can see I'm not. Okay, I want it to go down to B14. So here it says the average of B4 through B14. Again, you can click on the individual ones, or you can open up a box and click on all of those. All right, in order to be done, though, I need to close the parentheses. So now I've closed the parentheses. I don't think I want that comma there either, so I'm going to delete that. And now what I'm telling it is find the average of B4 through B14. Find the average of all of those numbers. So when I hit return, what do you know? It just gave me the average, the mean, 15.74545455. Now I want to round it to the nearest tenth, so this is going to be 15.7, but that right there is the average. I didn't have to do any work. All I had to do was tell it which ones I wanted it to do in order to find that. So the same thing happens for median. I want to find the median. I'm going to type in a formula in order to do that. Remember, I need to set it to equal. And oddly enough, all you need to do is tell it to find the median. And again, open up the parentheses. And now I'm going to give it the value. So I'm going to tap on that one, and 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 that one. Notice you can do it either the drag and drop way or the selecting way. Both of those work. All right, there's all my options. I'm going to get rid of that comma, and then I'm going to close my parentheses. So now I'm telling it to find the median of all these numbers. So I want to make sure, do I have them all? B4, B5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I didn't miss any. So I've got all of the things that I want. So when I hit return, it finds the median for me. The median is 16. Now the range is a little harder. There's no range formula. I can't go in there and say, find the range. But I can remember that the range is actually just the maximum number, the biggest number, minus the smallest number. So I can use the formula to, again, do that for me. I can tell it to equal to the biggest number, so we call that the max. Whoops, we call it the max, not the ma. Max, there we go. Then I open a parentheses, and again, I got to select all the values that I want. 2, 3, all right, through B14. Now again, if I hit return here, all it's going to do is find the maximum. It just found the maximum. 24.6 is the maximum, 24.6 is the maximum here. That's not the range, that's just the highest number. If I want to find the range, I need to now subtract the smallest number in this area. This one's a little bit trickier. So again, bam, I've got that. And now I'm going to, am I going to be able to drag it? Yep. Nope. No. Oh, see, I got too much there. I don't want that. B4, and then I could actually go in here and I can type into B14 if I want to. So B14, close that parentheses. And now hit the check mark, and now 23.6, which makes sense because my smallest one is 1 and my biggest one is 24.6, so my range is 23.6. And you can do that for all of these things. I can set this formula equal to find the median, to find the mean and the median and the range. And then I can set this one, and I can very quickly find all of these pieces of information without having to enter it into the calculator. So that is how we're going to use these formulas. I'm going to post a reminder of the formulas in Schoology. So if you forget what the formulas are, you can go back and look in Schoology, or you can come and watch this video again to see what it is you need to do. Good luck. I can't wait to see how your spreadsheets turn out.